Today's show is sponsored by Away and Organifi. Away creates special luggage that is designed to be resilient, resourceful, and essential to the way you travel today. For $20 off a suitcase, visit awaytravel.com/S2S. That's S, the number 2S, and use the promo code S2S during checkout. Today's show is also brought to you by Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, green juice, solves the problem of juicing greens on the go. Just add water, drink, and let your body soak up the benefits. Visit Organifi.com, that's Organifi.com, to learn more about an exciting offer for you, our podcast listeners. And now to today's show.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
What's going on, world? Welcome to a special edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I can't even say another. It just don't feel right saying another. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your TV screen. This is real. We are live and direct from Park City, Utah, and one of the most gorgeous views you will ever see in your natural life. For those of you watching on YouTube right now, you can see what we see. It looks like a picture. It looks fake behind us, but that is actually real mountains, man. Just an incredible morning here. It's about, what time is it? 7:22 a.m. here in Park City. And I mean, seriously, I'm not even trying to gas it. For those of you just listening on your regular headphones, go to YouTube and at least peep the scenery that we're doing this thing from. A hummingbird just flew by my head. I thought it was a wasp. You know, I thought it was a big wasp. I was informed that it was actually a hummingbird. There is a group of deer and moose running by. It is really incredible, man. Just, you know, me being from the Midwest, just flat land, you don't see this, man. And so I've seen some pretty incredible views in my life, but this is one that, takes the cake. So as always, man, I'm joined by Carl Wesley Phillips. He's in the building, although he doesn't have the mic this second, so I'm not sure if he can. Oh, you got it. Okay, good.
I swapped it quick.
Okay, good. Good swap. Okay, y'all on your game. So listen, we got 5 people and 4 mics, so we are doing the Cupid Shuffle. And also, man, we got Dr. Thomas is in the building. He got people running to get him tea. He got insiders on the mountain.
With the view.
He got an insider on the mountain.
He's living his best life.
This guy works with me, so I felt bad.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, right before we got ready to start, he was like, go get my tea. And so he's got his tea.
I just want to show Kuko's love because I need Kuko's 12 points. So I want him to feel bad.
And man, the man straight across from me is he's the reason we're here, man. Your hometown, Mr. Josh Hatch. You haven't been on the podcast in a while, man.
That's probably been a month or two.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we obviously, Josh is from Salt Lake.
Yep.
Spent a ton of time here in Park City. And it's been phenomenal thus far, man, and thank you for having us to you.
Yep, thank you for coming.
And how does it feel to have everybody out to your kind of hometown?
You know what, it's surreal because I've been gone for a long time, so to be able to come back and appreciate the beauty, because now being in South Carolina, you don't see the hills like this anymore either. So to come and see it again with you and have my family out here, and obviously our families are together, I mean, it's just a special time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we got, man, I don't even know how to introduce. Last time he was on, y'all flooded his inbox and his email. He said, yo, don't ever ask me to come on the podcast again. We have the 9-to-5 millionaire. That's the book title, so quick promo.
Gotta be.
Mr. Jamal King. Man, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother?
Good to have you back on, man. You obviously, man, a ton of people were, super intrigued by your story from the last time. Tell us about the love you were getting and how did that go for you?
Hey, man, it's been phenomenal, to say the least. It's been crazy. It seemed like every day Carl would send me a message like, hey, Jay, we got another email, man.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, you want to reach out to this person? If you don't, I understand. And I say, no, just bring it on, man. So it's been love. A lot
How
of
many
people
emails do you think you answered?
I answered all of them. Yeah, so I would say anywhere from about 50 to 75 at least minimum.
Yeah. So
Hey, I had to stop it. Like literally, I had to reserve it for BU members. It got so much, and I ain't send him all.
Yeah.
I actually stopped
Right.
sending. I was like, yo, it's too much. Like it's a full-time job for mom to get all these.
Yeah. Carl was like, man, there's hundreds of emails pouring in, but thank you for responding to our people. That's why we do the podcast, try to get as much information out. I know you helped some people get started in real estate, quite a few people.
Yep.
And now when you come to the conferences, of course, you two are celebrities in your own right. So, you know what I mean?
People don't know I gave Ma unlimited home run and pizza.
You know, right.
No complaints.
Hey, I saw,
Hey, I'm good.
home run in.
I'm telling you.
I took care of it.
Right.
I saw he. I don't know if E saw him yet, but you brought E some chocolate chip.
I got the
some famous
cookies in the car. I got
You
the
know what's so
cookies.
bad about those cookies? Didi don't like them, so
Oh,
it puts
perfect.
all the pressure on me.
Oh, no
Didi
doubt.
ain't feeling them, so
So
it's
it's
like,
all
D,
you.
you putting all the pressure on me.
Yup, I got a box for you and Carl.
Man,
They
what a
sitting in
friend
the
we
car.
have in Ma.
Oh, man.
What a friend we have in Ma.
No, man. So if you're wondering why we're up here, we had an event yesterday here in Salt Lake, which was incredible, man. Over at the University of Utah. Shout out to them for being
Beautiful
gracious
facility.
hosts.
Yeah.
Oh man, we did the event like in a skybox overlooking the football stadium.
Yeah,
Just a
sweet.
beautiful facility. And so it was great, man. And shout out to everybody who came through. And then of course we're here on the hillside mansion. Hopefully we can we get some B-roll views of it for them, Jose? Man, we'll get y'all some B-roll
Nikki already
views,
got it. I can
but
see it in her eyes.
we are, right, yeah. We are here for our mastermind retreat. We have a mastermind. Shout out to all the masters of the game. We have a mastermind retreat that we do, and so yesterday was a full day here at the mansion, and then today we'll continue and grow, man. And it got super heavy yesterday. E, I've only seen you cry like that maybe once. I was gonna say 3 or 4. I've seen a couple, maybe not that hard, but I think the mood was set. But you know, I was mad at E because E went first and was chilling. Then it got heavy in the room. E was like, "Oh, if y'all going there, let me go there with y'all." You know what I'm saying? So we got the mic back to E. But man, an incredible experience, I think, to say the least. I want to start, I always try to start with a story. I want to start with a story of a lesson, if you will. And this lesson is called "Don't Block Your Blessing," okay? Ooh. So I'm on the plane, right? And so we get on the plane, we're headed to Utah. Of course, now you're talking about a 3-hour and 15-minute flight, right? Now, y'all know Trey is not the problem. I give my man some headphones, whatever. But now we have to buy a ticket for Avery because Delta sent us a message like, yo, congratulations.
She overdue.
You already put, so you know how I'm mad at Delta? Because you know, like back in the day, you would go to like a theme park and your mom would be like, look, you 7, she like, you 5 today. You know what I'm saying? Like, the kids under 5 free, so you like, you 5. So you got, all day you trying to remember.
I ain't 5. I'm 7.
I want a big steak.
If you say that at the door, we ain't going. We ain't going. It's just so however you want to play it, we getting ready to leave. And so Delta, I was like, because I asked Tay, now fair foul, first of all, Delta, I booked the ticket before Avery was 2. So I'm thinking, I don't have to book her a flight. You know what I'm saying? And so
I'm shaking my head no.
right.
I would have booked all my kids' flights till they're 18 if that was the case.
Right, exactly. So I was tripping because I'm like, okay, Tay, you call them and see. You know what I'm saying? So Tay calls and they were like, if she'll be 2 at the time of departure, she needs a ticket. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So now, of course, the problem is you got 3 seats and then you got 1, right? So, of course, now the way they broke us up, we only had 2 and 2. Ooh. Right? But the 2, so it was like 2 here and then 1 extra one by the window, and then it was 1 on the aisle and 1 on the aisle. So you weren't even like, it wasn't even like 2 and 2 together. So it was like I could take Trey and Candace take Avery. Yeah, so it was like one of the adults had to just be by themselves in this row and Trey was sitting in front of me. So long story short is me, Avery directly next to my left in an open chair. Trey is directly in front of me on the aisle and Candace is across from him. So I was like, you know, you people sometimes act stupid. So I was like, you know, you like, should we just debo the seat? And when they get there, be like, yo, hit that.
Hit that one.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm on that strong.
Oh, I am too.
Strong.
But my wife, you know, she gets a little nervous about stuff like that. She's like, just wait till they come and ask.
It's weird how they do that. Because Candace ain't like that normally. But on the plane, she unbelievable.
Yeah, the plane will make Heather's the same way.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Same
look.
that plane.
Same,
But I'm saying, my son is 4. He's sitting by himself.
Right.
So I'm saying this is a no-brainer. This isn't even like me and my girl just want to, you know what I'm saying?
Coddle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is enough motivation for me anyway. I'm just like, yo, flat out, we getting ready to go somewhere. I'm good. Now, we are, let's just say this, of course, we're in coach. We're not on E level yet. So we still in like, and I'm not talking about Coach Comfort. We in Coach Uncomfort.
Coach. You're back by the bathrooms. Back by the bathrooms.
Yeah, right, exactly. My man flushing the toilet right in my ear. So I figured, okay, cool. You know, I'm gonna just talk to the person. So here she comes. I see her finally, but she looks and she had the window seat. She was like, "Excuse me, this is my seat." I said, "Oh, ma'am, you know, I got my daughter here. She's 2. My son's 3. He's by himself." And Candace was in the back of the plane. She was like working or something. So it was like, as people are getting on, you know, they let the kiddos get on first. So I'm like, bet. So the girl comes and she's like, I ask her, I'm like, no, it's a window. I understand it's a window, but I was giving you an aisle. I ain't, you know, if it's the middle, you lose all your bargaining chips with the middle seat. It's like, I don't even like doing that. You know what I'm saying? You got to like run up against Mother Teresa in order to get the middle. So I'm like, I'm giving you an aisle. It ain't that deep. So I asked her and she was like, and she like, I was like, oh, here we go. She was like heated a little bit, right? And I was like, so I tried to explain to her again. I'm like, you could see my son in front of me. He's 4. And now, by this time, Trey, not only does he want to sit by the window because he wants to look at the action going on outside the plane, he also wants to sit by his dad. So he's like the whole time, like, why am I sitting here? Like, what's going on? So I'm like, ma'am, he's 4, she's 2. I got my kids. Like, I don't want, and she's like, and like kind of gets an attitude. And then she was like, finally, she was like, well, fine. Which I'm confused anyway, because I'm like, who wants to sit next to a 2-year-old on the plane? I'm trying to do you a favor. Every gonna tear your life up. Really, you know what I'm saying? So she like kind of has an attitude and she's like, well, I guess. And she sits down, right? So she sits down and nobody's sitting in her row yet. So she sits down and probably 5 minutes later, strapping young gentleman, looked like he was in the Navy, had his whole hookup on, you know what I'm saying? Came and sat right next to her. Good looking young guy, looked like they're about the same age. My man sits down, reaches over, shakes her hand. They talked the whole flight. And I'm pretty sure my man got the number because they was vibing for 3 hours straight. And I just, you know, I happened to walk by the bathroom and I walked back and looked at her and was like,
did she thank you?
Yeah.
No, she ain't thanking me.
Oh, come on.
She ain't thanking me.
At least give you a little nod,
She
like,
blocking her blessings. Bro, I'm talking about she was kikiing and giggling and they just had a great, both like in their mid-20s maybe. And they had a great time. And so the moral of the story is, man, do not block your blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I had a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old. You had an attitude, and you ended up coming up anyway. So that's the way it works, man.
Well, start traveling with mall cookies, and you can start. You could have got us any kind of seat. I got 2 cookies. Go somewhere.
You know, it's funny though. People don't like change so much that they react before they even think. So she probably, even before she just thought for a second and looked at the aisle seat and thought it's not that bad. She was just irritated that her change of plans.
Right, exactly.
And the anticipation that she may have to change seats because you never know when someone's going to ask you.
She probably don't have any kids either.
Oh, no.
Because in a situation like that, when I get on the airplane, I see somebody with families, I'm instant. I go to them. Like, hey, y'all needed this seat. Yeah, because, you know, family, let them stay together.
Human
I don't want
nature.
to be
They
next
just don't
to
like
I
change.
definitely don't want to be next to the baby.
I'm trying to get away.
on the baby, but not like that.
We already found out you don't even want to be at a restaurant where they allow kids to come in. You know what I'm saying? So
we are the world. We are the future. Yeah, I'm good on that.
Oh man, so that was funny. So we end up getting in, all right, man, and I'm excited because I know Maul's family staying for the week. Josh's family's here for the week. So once today is over at 5 o'clock, we're gonna go hang with the babies. And
I saw the little roller coaster boy coming down.
oh yeah, it's going down. We got all kind of stuff.
You on that
going
seat?
When you say you all, you mean us or the kids? You all. I take pictures. I'll be at the bottom.
Yeah, and so let's try to dive in, man, because we got a session starting in not too long. But as I was thinking kind of about, you know, what I wanted to talk about today, just being up here, is kind of your circle. And, you know, no pun intended, we just happen to be around a nice circle. But you guys, you mean the world to me. I mean that. Just like, you know, this relationship, these friendships, and I know how much you guys keep me accountable. And the word of the weekend has been legacy, you know, and that, you know, for us, not only in the Salt Lake event, but even here yesterday, we all talked about legacy and kind of like what we thought legacy to be. And, you know, we heard from Carl about Maul's house and the legacy that's going on. You know what I'm saying? The legacy that's going on. You know, I was thinking about, that's why I brought the book this morning, My Secret Superpower, because I was like, maybe Carl gleaned something from the book, you know, since he didn't glean nothing from the crib.
No question that.
But having a strong circle, you know what I mean? And like how that elevates your game and makes you elevate your game. So just to paint the picture yesterday, Carl is working the sounds and doing what he does at a high level. You know, him and I are going back and forth right before the event. And then I'm like, all right, boom, I'll lead it off. I'll do 30, you know, on the keynote. And then I'm gonna bring Josh and Jamal up. And they came up and just killed it. And then E comes in straight after that and smashes it. And I looked around and I was just like, wow, we got a powerful circle. You know, like, and you think about how this would work, each of us by ourselves. Like even E, you know what I'm saying? As powerful as he is, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would it work if you were
leastly for me if I was by myself?
Right. I'm just saying, like, it took all parts in order to make it an incredible event, and not only an event, but just in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that when I talk to Maul, our conversations are completely different than Josh and I's conversations. You know what I'm saying? Just because different upbringings, different, you know, experiences, and, you know, while the values are still the same in terms of family and, you know, being husbands, and of course I can learn from them in that way, just the amount of information I get from them. And so for you guys, I just want to know, you know, how important it is for you to have your circle. And then for the listeners out there, for those of you who feel like, man, I don't have anybody, and, you know, I listen to the podcast and, you know, I love the relationship that y'all have, you know, the three of us on the podcast every week, and then y'all come on and it's just family. You know, how do you look at, you know, tightening up your circle and things of that nature without maybe losing some relationships, without, you know, having to let people go? Because it's not a situation where you're like, you're not cool enough to be around me, or you're not strong enough, or whatever. And I think the thing that I glean real quick before you guys even go is, you know, this is organic. And sometimes when you operate in your gift, like this happens, you know? So I look at like how all of these relationships came about, and I'll just put a cap on it real quick and I'll shut up. But for me, you know, I was mentoring, I was speaking, I was in my gift. That's what I do. That's how I met Eric Thomas. If I wouldn't have been in my gift and just a regular college student bumming around, my dad would have never been like, yo, go holler at ET. You know what I'm saying? But I was in my gift, and he was like, yo, that's what you do? That's what my son does. He's coming to see you. And then so Carl's in his gift of just serving, right? The chameleon. Carl's just like, yo, I want to be a part. I want to serve. I want to be a blessing however I can. Carl just comes up to the office, right? Josh, in his gift, being an exec, doing what he does, trying to better his staff and his community, says, yo, I'm going to reach out to the best speaker in the world because I want to pour into my staff in his gift, right? Just hire E, boom, the relationship starts there. Obviously, you know, it's history from there. Maul, you, by using your gift of real estate, of being, you know, a police officer, a family man, bringing people to the conference, coming to all the conferences, right? And you end up just, you know, weaving your way.
More conferences than I did.
Yeah, Maul had his own.
I was putting the numbers together. I was like, shoot, he did more conferences than me.
Yeah, no, and not only coming, but bringing people with you, and like, you know, just being in your gift, using your gift, and even trying to better your family and your legacy. Like, here's Maul, who, like I said, is, you know, millions of dollars in real estate, killing the game, beautiful house, beautiful wife, kids, marriage on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, Maul never came to me and was like, see, you know, I'm really struggling. That's why we come to the marriage conference. He like, our marriage is phenomenal. They got matching t-shirts on, but he's in his gift, and he came around, and now you see Maul on the podcast and speaking on stage and getting his keynote together and people reaching out. And so, like, I say that to say this is organic. And I think when you operate in your gift, you'll find that. And so if you're not operating your gift and you haven't found your circle of those people, ask yourself, why am I not operating in my gift, and how can I start operating in my gift to get to that next level? So I'll start with Maul and then Josh, you know, our guest here on the podcast, and you guys kind of tell us what, you know, this circle has meant to you and how you found yourself in the circle, and kind of what it means for taking yourself, even though you guys are super high level guys, to an even higher level.
Yeah, well, you know, like we always say, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Plastic can't sharpen iron.
Yeah.
You know, you have to find other iron to sharpen your iron. And I think sometimes in Chicago, man, I remember my problem was I found myself hanging around plastic. I found myself hanging around glass. I wasn't hanging around other iron. And that's why I would come to the conferences. I would step outside of my circle. Not only step outside my circle, I step outside my city, just so I could find other brothers. I was trying to find that other kind of iron where I can relate to and say, hey, you know, you can show me something, let me show you something. And then when I found that with you guys, man, it was like, okay, I got to get more of this. And that's why, man, every chance I got, I would come to every single conference, even if it was the same conference, right? I'll be like, look, I just got to get more of this. I just got to be around these like-minded people because, you know, I wasn't getting this back home in Chicago. You know, I was feeling unfulfilled, man. And so every time I would come
specifically, though, Mar, like what were you feeling? Because you had the house, you got the cars, you know, you got the family.
Yeah, but
that's everything.
But that's all materialistic. You know, I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I got the house and the car and things like that. But that was more for the exposure, the mindset of my family. That was so that they can know that anything is possible. But the fulfillment of a man, the fulfillment of brotherhood, I wasn't getting that at home. And money came by that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing that money came by. So when I was coming around and then when me and you started talking, it was like, man, this guy here, he sounded like me. He's sharpening my iron.
Right.
You know, you would call me up and be like, hey, Jay, you would call me at the craziest times too. And just be like,
sorry about that.
At the craziest
Jamal
times,
is the
by the
only
way.
one in my whole circle who got a job. So I always forget. I'm like, yeah, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, what's up?
I'll be like, see, you know, I'm out here in the police, you know. And he like, oh, okay, can you talk? And I'm like, you know what? Hey, let's go. And so I'll pull off to the side, you know, grab a pen and pad, and we get to talking. And it was crazy because we wouldn't even talk about business.
Yeah, nah.
You would just start talking about family.
Yeah.
You know, hey, how the kids doing? How Camille doing? You know, I would talk about Candace and the kids. You know, we would talk about, you know, life. You would ask me about my brother and family situations. I would ask you about your brother and family situations. So that's what Iron Sharpens Iron is. You know, we didn't start talking financial and business and things like that till later on in the relationship.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
so same thing with Carl. Same thing with E. E gave me his number. I think I had E number before I had your number.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, yeah.
I think the first time I met him, he was like, hey, here's my number, man. Take this number.
Answer before you
Right. And I was like,
He wear a t-shirt with his number on it.
I remember talking to my wife like, man, he just gave me his phone number. And then she was like, for real? I was like, yeah, it's probably the bogus number though. I don't think it's real. You know, but
And I never called it.
I never called it. I never bothered because I understand. You know, I'm doing business too, and I understand how this man got a family. You know, he's not out here, you know, trying to have people blow him up all times at night. So I would send him a text, maybe like Happy Father's Day, you know, something like that. He send me back a smiley face.
He is the emoji
thumbs
king.
up, you know.
Hey, that's
Emoji
better than what he
king.
could have texted you. He could have texted you some nondescript.
But I will say, he always responds back.
Absolutely.
Always. Now, I feel like
Always.
hearing him on other podcasts where if he send you a message, you know, you in his inner circle,
That's
he
right.
sends me the messages
Hey,
now.
listen,
So like I'm in there.
And Jamal tried to act all cool, but Camille busted him out and was like, yeah, one time E hit him back, and he was like, baby, E.T. hit me back. I just talked to him on the phone.
Right.
I was like, oh, Camille killed your whole cool.
We so cool, you might get an error text from me.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't have got that
Yeah,
before.
I got a little bit. I ain't gonna say that.
You wouldn't have got that when
I
we
ain't
were
gonna tell you.
family. Yeah,
Right. And actually, I got a video text not too long ago. He hit the busted window. Even though I was in Mexico, I still responded back.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hey, you need me to send somebody your way, you know, things. But that's what that Iron Sharpen Iron is about, man.
Oh, yeah,
Anytime
no,
he come to Chicago,
yeah.
you know, it's relationship now. You know, Josh is the same thing, man. So, you know, sometimes you got to step outside your circle. I be looking sometimes on Instagram with E, and I'm always hearing people say, when are you coming to this place? When you coming to that place? I never wanted him to come to Chicago. I was going wherever he was at.
Yeah.
You gotta go to what they at. You gotta go to where the place is, man.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was for me, bro.
No, speaking of iron sharpen iron, Maul always says some stuff that, you know how you got friends who got means, and he like, okay, that just went over my head. Maul called me and Josh was like, yeah, you know, I'm getting ready to take off. You know, we were like, oh, okay, where you headed? He's like, oh, me and Camille, a little local trip. We were like, where you going? He's like, Cancun.
That's local, bro. That's far. 33
I was like,
flight.
that's
That's
local.
local.
I was like, oh, yeah, no. You balling on another level when Cancun is local from Chicago. So anyway, Jay, same kind of question to you, just posed to you, because obviously we know your track record, high level, you know, beautiful house, beautiful family. You know, what has this circle meant to you, and how did, you know, this circle come about in your eyes?
Yeah, to Maul's point, came around organically, and I think when you get to a certain level, it's not that you ever mean to and leave people behind. Probably sounds a little arrogant, and that's not what happens. It's not that you leave people behind. It's just that, you know, I have a saying in the business that you either grow up or you grow out. And so it becomes impossible for certain people to have the same experiences. sometimes because it's means, but also just because of human growth. And with this relationship, you know, when E and I met, and that was 2012, 2013.
Man, it seemed like 2009.
Yeah, right? So, and when we met, I remember just when E came and I picked him up at the airport, and the little things mean so much to me. But I remember E picked him up from the airport, he's with Dee Dee, and he's carrying a box of books.
Yeah.
Literally carrying the box of books to the conference. We open up my trunk, load in the books, and I'm thinking, this guy's just the real deal. And we get in, we just had a very organic conversation.
Long gone, no, Josh.
Oh, long gone.
I ain't seen a box of books.
Hey,
I seen a box of cookies.
Hey, someone just brought him tea. Someone just brought him tea.
That's the reason why C hasn't seen it, because he's so big time that he don't roll with me no more. But if he roll with me, he would see me carry boxes. So I'm still doing my thing. See big time now.
Yeah.
He don't hang with us little fellas.
Yeah. So for me, and then it turned into meeting you, and then your family, and you were about to have your first child. And we had these equal stages of life we were all going through. And I think when you get to a certain point of your life, all you want to do is try to enhance the people around you. I think that's and it's hard to do when you can't always enhance people's lives, because sometimes when you help, you hurt.
Yeah.
And when you're around a circle like this, you know when you enhance and help that it's helping move things forward. But the bottom line too is when you get around like-minded people and people that are in the same boat as you and raising kids at the same speed, I can lean on E, who's a couple years ahead of me, and see the experiences that Jada and Jaden went through. And you know, I can tell you this relationship is, the business side of it is very, very secondary. To me, that is all the icing on the cake of this relationship.
Yeah, and I think those kind of go hand in hand too. The closeness of the friendships, you know, lean for just, you know, excellent business as we have some sprinklers go off and always take out our camera crew. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
It's the closeness of the friendship and the trust that we have that allows us to do incredible business together.
And you know, we're building a multi-million-dollar sales-based solar company right now, and you help a ton on it. You know, I say, you know, I wish I could do more. And when you're around high-level people, you don't need to do a lot to do a lot. And that's the challenge. A lot of times people need to put in 60, 70, 80 hours to make an impact.
Right.
Your impact can be made in 3, and it's a huge impact that moves the company forward. And so I told you, we did 15 million in our first year, and I would have done it if we wouldn't have had a conversation, said, should we do this? We wouldn't even have done it, wouldn't even thought about it. It's all part of the equation in this circle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. E, you've had a few circles, and not that, and I think E, you're probably more than any of us have different circles for different places in your life, because you still have circles like away from us, and as we all do, right? We all have our other circles, but I think as it relates to business, you know, this is the circle, you know, as it relates to business, and there may be some people.
And personal development.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, you know,
I would say personal development first, and then business second.
And you have, you know, other circles as well, but you know, you've always been a proponent of constantly upgrading your circle and things of that nature, and you know, I guess, how do you feel like we got to this place where this circle has stuck for so long? You just talked about, obviously Maul is the newest member, right? And he came in, and it's hard to get in this circle. Maul,
it's hard.
Maul about what, 4 or 5 years?
Hey, how many conversations do we have?
Oh,
But it's crazy. I
never.
never. But see, that's the thing, though. See,
Absolutely.
I was
Please
never.
say that.
No, you never.
I was
tried.
never like trying
no.
to get into the circle.
Never.
I wasn't like, hey, I want to be part of
Absolutely.
ETA.
It's the secret. You can't get in the circle if you try.
Yeah,
It's impossible to get in if you try.
Yeah, it was
Take that
organic. It was just like.
Take that nugget.
That's a 6 piece.
Oh, that's a 6
With a little medium fry. What drink will you have with that?
Honey mustard.
We sell Coke products. What you want with that?
I think CJ came in me, and I was like, man, I got to talk to my wife.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, you know, because we were going on another path. And I never saw myself standing on the stage speaking or anything like that, but yet I admired what you guys did, and I respect what you guys did. So.
Yeah, no, there's no question. So E, talk about it, man, in terms of, man, you've been blessed to have, you know, so many people, you know, in your life, and, you know, kind of upgrade you in so many different areas. Obviously, you talk, you know, very passionately and emotionally about Pastor Willis, you know what I mean? And so you've had circles. You're a little older than the rest of us, you know what I'm saying? So you had a few more circles, but what does this circle mean to you? And talk to us.
Yeah, you know, I've had a chance, you know, to do D1 football. And for those of you, you know, who haven't had the chance, you might look at D1 and say, like, what's the difference between Alabama, LSU, Michigan State, whatever. But the thing that I've realized is different with an Alabama, with the bigger programs, is that their second string dudes could start anywhere else in the country. So when you start talking, no disrespect, but like a Central Michigan, a Western Michigan, whoever your starters are, like it's no depth. Like after the starters, it's a wrap, whereas you saw it in the national title. Have we ever seen a team before like Alabama where coach call out the starting quarterback, you bring a freshman dude in who ain't played the whole year, and he bring the team back and win the championship?
Sorry,
in a
Georgia
tight
fans.
game. In a
You know what I'm
tight
saying?
game.
Everybody in Atlanta just turned off the
I'm just
podcast.
saying, and I feel like, that's what I have in this group. It's like when LeBron went to Miami for the first time, he was like, yo, I ain't never practiced like this before. Normally when I practice, or, when they just doing a little, scrimmages, it's like play. But he was like, yo, when I went and Bosh and Wade on that side and we going up against them, he was like, yo, it's like a game. So he was like, I never practiced to that level, and so that's what I feel like, and it's no disrespect to anybody, but the majority of the work that I do, it has been playing my role and helping, whereas with this squad, it's like a KD, you could sit down and not play, you know what I'm saying, and still win. Some circles, for real, you just got to put up your 50 to get a win. Other circles, you can just sit down and watch the game and be like, I get in where I want to get in, play where I want to play, and I know we still gonna win. So for me, I think what I've been to others, I finally got in a group where, for real, I'm coming to the session when I feel like coming to the session. Like I don't feel like before I was there not on the speaker's tip. I was just there like, okay, is this done? Is that done? Because I can't be out here looking bogus. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be the best at what I do. So I can't have mic problems. I can't have the slides wrong. That's gonna take away from when I get up and I do my thing. Now it's just like, all right, D, I'll be back. She like, hold on for a minute. Let's eat. I'm like, all right, let's eat. All right, we started what time? 9. All right, I'll leave at 9:15. I'll see y'all at 10. Get there, do my thing, get back in, go get her, come to the event. So I just feel like, man, I'm on a team where everybody's starters, and it just takes the pressure off. And you can do it longer, you could do it better. It's like I said, man, I was talking to somebody, I was like, yo, I'm retired, and I get to retire while I can walk. I get to retire while we still, relatively young for retirement. So it just, he said iron sharpen iron. I think it's titanium sharpen titanium at this point. Vibranium.
Pass the mic to my brother,
Vibranium.
my brother Carl.
Let the scientists go.
Vibranium.
And Carl, I really wanted to bring you in on this because I think like probably more than any year, and I could be wrong, I don't want to speak for you, I've seen, you've always been a hard worker. I've seen your mindset of what's possible transform so much. Obviously, mostly in part to Jamal. It's just, you know what I'm saying? And I heard you and Tommy was laughing at me on the podcast too when I was asking him, did he get anything from my house? I went and bought me a logo. No, I'm not, bro. Y'all think, hold on, I'm about to show you.
Put it on all the glass.
No. I got one just because Carl made me feel so bad.
Hey,
So I went and got a logo. Here, let me pull it up.
Hey, man, hold on. It's not a logo. It's a family crest.
Okay, I got a crest.
Right.
I said a crest.
Right.
Wait, shoot.
It's the logo.
Right.
What happened to the crest? I had a picture of the crest. Oh, wait.
Hey, those little.
Also, that you have to do this one.
I might have took it on my wife's phone.
So he made this one up on his own.
No.
Logo.
Shoot.
He
Hey,
made it up on his
Carl,
own.
tell them those little stick figures in the back of the Suburban. That is not a family crest. Anyone can have those.
I'm about to text my wife right now and tell. I think I took it on her phone because I'm gonna show it. You know what I'm saying? I've been inspired. So no.
Goes wrong.
Yeah, no, right. So, but no, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but you just got your first income property, right? You signed off on that. Congratulations.
Great.
Carl.
I'll give it.
Just mindset, man, and you starting to see, and now how that mindset now is trickling throughout your whole family. And so here's where I think you went from probably, nobody in my family ever made this kind of money. You making 6 figures, like you holding it down, and I think you kind of saw that as like, we good. And then What has being around this circle done for you to just be like, okay, I'm not even near? Whereas most people, right? Like, I mean, similar circumstances to us, like middle class families, like I thought if you made 6 figures, I thought you were like,
that's it.
I was like, you make 100,000 on the dot.
You can never spend it. You can never spend
You
it.
can
right?
retire
Back in the day
forever.
in high
And I
school.
think, I probably grasped the mentality a little bit sooner than you did of like, oh, okay, no, we gotta go for everything that's out there for us. But now,
one more time, it's slower.
what did I
You
say?
gotta go for
Oh yeah,
everything.
everything that's out there for us. I don't want anybody that's anybody else's. Just like whatever I'm capable of, I want to get the most out of that.
Yeah.
And I think I got that mindset a while back. And I think mostly from E, because I started watching E get insiders and fly first class, and I was like, oh, okay, no, we own it. And so, but here's the thing, I didn't ask E to give it to me. And I think it was crazy. Somebody the other day was like, oh, I was talking to somebody and they were like, oh, I knew who I was talking to. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was asking me like, oh yeah, because they were trying to get you to come speak somewhere. And I was like, well, it was like, well, you can make a nice little check off that too. And I was like, I don't make any money off you speaking. And they were like, what? They were like, but you. I was like, not a dime. I was like, I never asked. That's his. I never asked for that. And so, for me, I saw E and like, oh, okay, E's going, right? And so I'm like, okay, let me get things going. And I think you kind of were like, I'm still going to play this role of like support. And now I'm seeing your mentality like, bro, I'm so proud of you, man. When you told me you closed on the house, I was like, that's so big for Carl, who's like so risk averse and like, and not trying to rock the boat or really make any moves like that. And so talk to us about how this has contributed to that. And like when we say that, you always hear that, like upgrade your circle. But I'm like, yo, it's so important because like now you have an income property. You're gonna have a property that Jesse and Jordan are gonna be able to take and have forever. Like think about that, bro. Like really think about that. They'll have that property when you die.
Legacy.
There's a legacy piece. So talk to us about how that changed.
With the crest.
With the crest.
I'm texting Candace right now.
Work on that
Right.
crest.
It's not a logo.
He worked hard to
so-
make it.
so let me-
Inspiration goes back. Sorry, Carl.
Oh, you good. Let me start here.
He's still
So
looking forward to it.
No, I'm
looking
texting
for his
Candace.
you gotta find it. You gotta find it. So I'll start here. For me, and I'll share a story and tie it in after. I remember as a kid, my parents took me to like a children's home for the first time. I remember going there, and I remember the feeling of like realizing that these people don't have what I have access to. They don't have 2 parents. You know what I mean? They don't have like a solid schedule. They don't have regular life as I knew it. And that thing impacted me for life. Like I'm envisioning walking into that room now. I was probably 12 years old or something. I don't remember. But I remember walking in there thinking like, man, like we got to be able to help people. Like we have to be able to help people. So you fast forward and like that's still something that's near and dear to my heart. So when we talk about the circle, it's a circle of service. Everybody here is looking to help people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nobody in this circle. And again, connecting with E first, it's like this is somebody that was out doing everything I could think about. Like I want to help people, but before I could think about helping, like he already got stuff for me that I ain't even thought that I needed, and they're providing for me. I'm like, whoa. Like, so he poured into me and my family first. And I'm like, yo, this is like something that I can't let go. First of all, I can't let it go. But how do I get other people exposed to it? You know what I mean? That was the thing. Like, yo, again, my sister and my wife and I will talk about like her family sometimes, and we'll talk like, man, like they're not exposed to it. As we speak now, my wife's family just flew from Barbados last night to spend a couple weeks with us. I'm like, man, I just got to get them exposed to it because I want to help them, want them to see this. And to what C just said, everything that I did coming in, the chameleon nature and all that, it got me to a point where like I could serve, but it didn't get me to the point where I could help other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like a level, I got to the point where, and this was gratifying to me, but like I want to be able to help people on a much bigger scale. And both of y'all, so see, I get it for you. We talked about it, but the conversation that you two had that you shared with me when you first moved was like, man, if I'm not living to my fullest potential.
And we about to go there. That was my next segue, but
Got you.
go
So
for
if
it.
we not living to our fullest potential, like it's a disservice to everybody around us because now we're giving them the excuse to live as ordinary as they want to. But we stretch ourselves and be able to accomplish things that look impossible. You know what I'm saying? that look impossible to people. It's like, man, like, oh, if he can do it for real, like if Jamal can do it for real, like if Josh can do it, if CJ can do it, everybody from I'm completely different lifestyles here. You know what I'm saying? Different parts of the world. And if they can do it, like it ain't magical. They put some work in, you know what I mean? Like they really found like just the avenue that they can like lock into, and hear what I'm saying? Lock into something, push past what's comfortable and get it done. So you're talking about the properties and that kind of stuff, like, and Jamal been beating it in my head. It took me probably too long, to be real with you. It took months.
It took a little bit.
It took a little bit.
It's a little bit.
But
you
I'm
probably
just
got
saying,
it.
like, he was like, dude, and it's legacy. I'm gonna read the text. I showed it to CJ yesterday. You're talking about legacy, man. So we're talking downstairs, like, and hold on, give me a couple seconds.
No, you good. Take your time.
We're talking yesterday. So Maul, this is direct result. You get it. My wife texts me and says, this is exactly verbatim what your daughter just said. She's like, I'm typing what she said, so I'm reading it. Daddy, I want you to see me when you come back, and I will have you give me 100 kisses. When you come home, I hope you and me will have a great relationship every day. 3-year-old daughter, y'all. I will trust in my favorite daddy. I love you.
Come on.
Come on, y'all.
Come on.
3 kisses.
3 kisses.
3 kisses. I went home. And I started doing, not even like saying, I told my wife, like, watch this, I'm going to be intentional. I started kissing her. One night, she's like, Daddy, give me 100 kisses. Oh, sure enough, I gave her 100 kisses. Bruh, every night since then, it's been 100 kisses.
Come on.
Every night since then.
Come
you get what I'm saying?
I got to step my game up.
You get what I'm saying?
Doing 3.
Hey, you get me 3.
I was only doing 3.
Yeah,
You took it to another level.
And it took a minute. The 100 kisses took a minute. But, bro, what I just saw, like, are you serious?
Wow.
Like, that's what this exposure has brought me. And this is what I want other people to experience. So I can't stay here. Like, I got to get myself in a position where, and Maul said something deep to me, too. He's like, dude, not that finances is deep, but it's going to do something with your confidence, too. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got to think about this and worry about that. It's another tool in the tool belt that I wouldn't have had before. So now that I'm fully equipped or getting better equipped, man, I can help so much more people see that this thing is real.
And Carl,
You know what
money's
I'm
not
saying?
important. Options are.
Options are huge.
Yeah.
So
y'all been filming this? Cause I just want to run off the cliff real quick. Just jump. I just want to run and jump off the cliff. This stuff is so.
Yeah, it's rich. E, talk to us like real quick when you think of, you know, a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. And I think that's one of the things that was huge for me, because when you come from where I come from, you know, it's like, yo, you get a job, 30 years, you try to hold on to your money. Hopefully you got enough in your pension to like stretch that till you die. You know, and so you don't really think of, you know, that growth of like, oh, we're gonna have more than this next year. You know, it's always like, oh, let me hold on to what I got. You know what I mean? And like, so being around, you know, individuals who have, you know, a growth mindset of like, Josh, like, oh yeah, no, we about to go out to Utah. He's like, oh yeah, come on now. My family's gonna be out there for a month and a half. This condo, I'm like, okay, Josh, we out here for a month and a half in this condo. But like in Josh's mind, I know, and I don't want to speak for you, you don't look at it as, oh, I'm about to burn through this money. You know what I'm saying? And not in a bad way, but I hope everybody understands what I'm saying. You look at it as, I am the product and we can go get more. Like it's not a limited supply. And I think sometimes people look and it's like a limited supply. So it's like, even if I ran the checkup for 2 years, like maybe we got lucky with E, he started speaking, it was great. But then people are like, oh, what happens when E don't want to speak anymore? Like, you know, and you can have that mindset of like, oh, let me not buy this house. Let me not do this. Let me not put my kids in private school just in case a rainy day comes. And I've never heard either one of you talk about a rainy day. I never heard anybody say like, yo, I got to put this aside just in case. And not that you're just frivolous by any means, but like, yo, you like, my family's from Utah. They're going to be close to their cousins, their grandmother. I'm about to rent a condo in, you know, for a month, 2 months.
Not just rent a condo, but I'm gonna rent Jay a condo too.
Rent Jay a condo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got us in the duplex.
Yeah, I mean, but just, you know what I mean? Like, I never heard you say like, oh, I don't know about that. That might not be a good move because I could be, whereas like where I come from is like, if you got some money, you got 10 grand or something. You like, man, you trying to hold on to it with everything you got. And so, yeah, just what's the mindset behind that?
Yeah, you know, years ago it hit me, especially with my kids as they've gotten older. The experience of having a condo and having you guys stay for a week and having my kids around this circle and exposed and being together. What do you have?
So a deer.
Oh,
Just a deer right there.
My man Bambi.
Yeah.
I love Bambi up front.
Yeah.
Get your book, see, show Bambi.
Come on, jump on the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
But to have my kids around this, but also, so a month in a condo, let's just say it costs a little bit of money. The conversations that take place, the memories that take place, we'll go make that money back tenfold. Just in being around and being in this environment.
It's a growth mindset.
And so it's not, to me, it's not even spending money, it's investing in memories. And that's always tenfold. And look, I've flown in the private planes. I bought every car you can probably buy that you'd like to buy. And none of it's given me fulfillment. None of it has. It just hasn't. It hasn't done it for me.
I'm trying to get a new car now because I'm like, I'm getting tired of the ones we got.
Yeah.
I need some toys that I can touch or something like that.
So for some people that may do it for them, but it just doesn't do it for me. But this does it for me. Sitting and cuddling with Avery, you know, and watching Berkeley play with your girls, that does it for me. To me, there's not even a price tag you can put on that. And it's expanding. We're talking about, and what Carl just said, we're talking about expanding horizons. My kids are exposed to people that are great husbands. There's great mothers. There's other great kids. My daughter's hearing Jasmine talking Mandarin. I'm just, you know, it's just a cool experience. And they're seeing that the world, and they're going to see that, and you know what's important to me? See, it's important that my kids see the world is bigger than the block we live on. The school, their classmates. And that there's a lot of great people from all over this world in different walks of life. And I want my kids to know it's a big old world out there, and they can go find their piece of it.
No question. And I think, go for it.
No.
What you got?
Yeah, can I grab that? Can you grab my phone? I want to show them a pic real quick of that.
Where is it?
He got it for me.
Charging.
Man,
Go ahead.
man, I promise you I want to stay on track.
No,
You
get
know,
off track.
I promise you I want to stay on track. But man, the one thing that bothers me, like right now in life, you know, life would be so great for me, man. I promise you, if I could fix this one thing. But my biggest challenge is, he said, the fixed mindset, you know, the growth mindset, is that I gotta hang with people that don't have my mindset, man. It's just so hard, man, you know, because, you know, people think you bougie. I'm not trying to be bougie, you know, but a lot of my people that I love, I isolate myself. I spend time, you know, away from a lot of people. And it's like, yo, I ain't mad at y'all, but I want to win 82 games, man. I want to win 82 games. I want to win every playoff game. I want to sweep every doggone team. I want to win the doggone championship. And you get with people who make it to the league, if they make it, and that's enough for them. And a lot of people, like, you know, I had a conversation with my boy. He called me the other day. And it just was so rough, you know, because it was like, yo, I ain't trying to leave none of y'all, but I ain't trying to die being with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I got to make, what a lot of humans don't realize, I got to make so many sacrifices to be with you. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like I'm trying to be better than you or I'm a bad dude. But like, let's just be real, Josh. We stand at the Montage. You know what I'm saying? My girl was like, we spent a lot, I'm like, Didi, sit down. Like, she was like, it costs for 3 days or however long we staying at 10 grand. I'm like, no question. So it ain't like I got nothing against nobody, Josh, but when I travel, I don't want to be at the Holiday Inn Express.
Yep, no question.
I did that already, bruh. I paid my dues.
Yep.
I stayed in the Motel 6, bruh. I was in the La Quinta. When I first started speaking,
I was with you.
You feel me? I started when I was 19. Bruh, we was driving 10, 12 hours. 16 hours. I don't want to do that at 47. And the fact that you didn't grow or you want to stay where you are, I'm not mad at you. But I get angry with people because you trying to make me feel bad because I want to grow, bruh. Like, I wake up every day and I want to be better than what I was the day before. So if I go to a restaurant and I want eggs, bruh. I went to a restaurant the other day. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I was at one of them hotels. Where they ain't on we don't serve eggs. They not on that. They like, we here for you. That's the difference in the hotel. Holiday Inn Express, they telling me we don't serve that. We only serve that from 6 to 11. The Montage, they like, you want scrambled eggs with cheese? Okay, how many eggs you want? Okay, what else do you eat? Well, I eat the soy. We got soy too. We got everything. And don't come downstairs. We'll bring it up. So I just want to say, you know, for real, man, that's the one thing in my life right now that if I had a magic wand, I would fix. I want to be with everybody.
Yeah.
But I can't be around average. And you can't be mad at me because I don't. It's like what Jamal saying, all right, want to get property. That's what he does. I don't want to be around people who don't want to take risks.
Yep. Yeah.
Not because I'm mad at you, but you bottling me up.
Yep. Yeah.
You making me not.
Right,
I want to fly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he left Cleveland and went to Miami and left Miami and came back and then went to LA. But it's because he want to win. Yeah. And I saw the disgust on his face. I saw LeBron, you know what I'm saying, like he a champion. I saw LeBron try to be respectful and dab everybody on Golden State. But I saw him check himself out.
Yep.
Don't no champion want to check out with 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left in the game. And so everybody like talking about LeBron. Let's talk about all the other dudes that made him leave.
Yep.
Let's talk to them. Let's talk about the dudes that's missed the free throw. You mean to tell me I'm practicing all this time? I paid $1.5 million on my body to be a champion, and now I can't win because you can't make a free throw?
Yep.
Free throw?
Yep.
Doggone it, you a professional. You a professional. You got two. I passed it to you because I knew he was about to foul you. So I did everything I was supposed to do. You can't make 2 free throws? You a professional. You don't know how much time on the clock? You a professional. So you want to be mad at LeBron? No. Let's talk to the Cavs. Why didn't y'all do what y'all? And so people look at me like, okay, E, when you in town, you don't come by. Bruh, I don't want to go backwards. And you can't make me go backwards. And you can't make my friendship with you, you can't hold me hostage and say, I don't gotta grow, but you get to grow, but we still, no, we not. We can't still, because I don't do that no more. Yep. I don't eat there no more. And not because I'm better than you, but I wanna last another 20 years.
Well, and you did things, you did the 1.5 million on your body for years so that you can eat at the restaurants you want to eat at. And we're talking about the exposure of the circle too.
Yeah.
But there's the exposure of the environment.
Yeah.
What, you know, E, you can talk about it, but waking up and see, how'd you feel when the first day you stayed at the condo and you opened up the windows and the mountains were right there?
And it's worth whatever you spent on that. Whatever you spent to do that.
Yep.
My daughter got her own room.
Yep.
We got a washer and dryer.
Yep.
I'm running, bruh.
Yep.
Do you understand when I take home, like I'm going for a week, I gotta throw clothes away when I have a washer and dryer because the clothes stink. So I gotta throw my stuff in the trash. So when you got a montage and they got the washer and dryer, I'm washing my clothes after I run.
Yeah, there's a difference of going to Hawaii and staying a mile away from the beach and staying right on the beach and hearing the waves crash. There's just a difference. And,
while you sleep with the window open.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what I always think? And Maul talks about legacy, but I've got a daughter. She's 11. I want her to know how she should be treated.
Come on, man.
I want her to know where someone should take her one day. I want her to know what's out there for her to get. Because then someone's gonna have to level up to date her. Because they know the quality of life that she's been exposed to. And the quality of life we have was not given to us. We've had to claw for this lifestyle. We've had to claw and go through some things.
And because you have it, you judge me because you don't know what it's like getting here. And so you judge me like, he think he big time. No, I don't think I'm big time. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to go back to that roach-infested apartment. I don't want to go back to grocery shopping and having to select, okay, what we go. For real.
Your options have changed, but your scrappiness hasn't.
Oh, no.
And that's the thing they don't realize. Because they think because it's a nice hotel room, that all of a sudden the edges around you have gotten a little softer.
No. They got
I get scrappier. I get scrappier as I go.
That's a little soft. I don't want to dummy myself down. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to want to dummy yourself down to make other people feel good. You got one life to live.
But how many of us do it, Mo? How many of us dummy down just so we don't lose what we had?
But look, but you're doing a disservice to those that you love, right?
That's it.
So I can't never, every time we vacation, I'm like, look, we staying at the best hotel.
That's right.
We flying. We going to the best place. I'm doing everything I can in my possession, in my power, for my wife, for my children, because I don't know how long I got on this earth. Tomorrow not promised. So I want to give them the best version of me right now while I can. As opposed to saying, hey, I'm just going to make everybody else in my circle feel good, so we're going to stay at the Holiday Inn or the Budget Inn.
And Maul,
no, I'm not doing that.
And Maul,
I'm not doing that.
And you want Carl to come stay at your house to be exposed.
Right.
I'm not going to invite your family to Park City to stay at the Holiday Inn.
Right.
It's not going to happen. I have too much respect for your family, your kids, and that's part of your circle is looking out for each other and trying to expand the horizons. I got teary-eyed last night thinking of all the kids on the mountain riding the slides down together and having this, and knowing it's their first experience seeing these mountains. And now Trey's going to go back, and there's no human I've ever met that loves life as much as Trey.
Yeah.
And he's going to go back and he's going to be talking about these memories forever.
That was my pick I wanted to show right there. That's my pick of the whole hookup right there.
Oh, yeah,
That's
no
my
doubt.
pick.
No
I
doubt.
walk in.
I'm gonna show. Hey, we'll put this pick up
bruh,
on the podcast.
I walk
and then
in.
we'll put the pick of Huddy and Avery up on the podcast.
Yeah, he like, got that. And I'm like, hold him, like, okay, cool. Down, his legs like, I'm like, bro. I'm like,
That's it.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
thinking
it's
you
the
ready to,
best, right?
like you
Yeah,
just want
yeah,
to
you
kick me
can.
for a second.
Yeah.
He like, no, goddamn, let me show you where we were swimming at. And I'm looking like, wow, you 3. I'm sorry, he's not 3. How old is he? I said
Trey?
3.
Yeah,
How old
I
is
was
he?
on YouTube.
Yep. Four
4 now.
Yep.
So I said, Trey, what are you doing? He like, I want you to see the pool that I was at. And we was just pointing to the pool, and I'm just sitting there like, yo, a 4-year-old, there's no way he not gonna be successful, you know. And not only does he have his dad, he's got all the people that his dad looks up to, and he's getting that opportunity. I'm just thinking, not having my biological father, you know, I'm looking at Trey like, not only do you miss not having that, but you miss not having that village that comes with being connected, you know, to your people, you know. So so for real, y'all listening, when you talked about Carl, I just remember when I told Carl, when, you know, he was looking at the house, I was just like, Carl, I'm just gonna be real with you. What I've learned in life, get what you don't think you can afford. Don't get what you can afford, bruh, because that's not gonna stretch you.
That's
That's
exactly
not
right.
gonna make you do
Which
nothing.
is the complete opposite of everything I was taught as a child.
So-
You know what I'm saying?
that-
Like,
so that's
live
a-
within your means.
but that's-
don't
no,
try to
but
go
we're not
too
talking
far.
about balling.
No, I'm
It
just
being
saying,
irresponsible, but
you learn to play it safe.
No, you, Eve, what you just said is 100% accurate. So I'll tell people, especially, and we run a sales-based company, I'll say, you don't have enough on the plate. It
Yeah,
doesn't
you got-
motivate you.
come
You don't
on, say that one more time.
You don't have enough on
On
your
the
plate.
plate, yeah.
There's no reason for you to work hard. So go get a nice car. You say you want it, put your money where your mouth is, get a nice car, then go to work.
I'm
I
telling
don't
you,
have
that's the
any-
opposite of what we was
I don't
talking
have-
about. You
now-
go get you a Yugo, and
That's
you
it.
better hope, you know what I'm saying, pay
now
your mortgage.
if you go frivolously spend, but if you know,
yeah.
Anders is sitting in
Yeah.
here, he's here for the conference.
Yep.
If Anders wanted to buy $1 million house right now, he could.
Oh, yeah.
And I would tell Anders, go get it if that's what you want, because it will inspire and push you.
Yeah.
But you know, when we grew up, it was get a starter house. You
What's
know,
that?
get yourself a starter house. You know, don't get nothing.
But you
Get
know-
a starter
but-
house.
but you
I
know-
just remember telling people. My first house was a 4,000 square foot Greystone.
Yeah.
And then I remember everybody saying, "Hey man, you supposed to got a starter house." I said, "This is my starter house."
Yeah,
That's it.
it's a difference.
This is my starter house.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm about to run off. Are you taping? I'm about to run off the cliff.
According to you,
This time for
Hey,
real.
hey.
Yeah, just tape it though. I want them to see me behind.
I think I might have told you this, Carl. According to your faith, be it unto you.
That's
leaning
it.
according to what
That's
you
it.
believe is
Oh,
possible.
I'm
So
excited.
just because you,
No,
hey, don't jump.
Put it on Facebook Live. I'm telling you, you get more hits.
he died a happy man. No,
I'm telling you, what you think is possible.
Yeah.
No, you know what's crazy too? Remember we were driving through Buckhead for our last retreat.
Yeah.
And them cribs over there, obviously just crazy. And I was like, it's cool though, because now Mall got the 18,000
Yeah.
square feet. We got gyms, sports bars,
About to do
movie
tennis.
theaters.
They about to do a
tennis
I
courts.
spoke it the other day.
Everything.
About to do a tennis
they
court.
told you.
I told the girls.
And I said to Mall, I was like, he was like, man, I'm gonna have to give me one of these. I was like, man, you already built your dream house. He was like, careful, that was my dream house 3 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it
From the
keeps
starter
going.
house to I'm like, the next house, Mall, you just gonna have to just knock out all these trees and just make it the
let's
whole
do it,
But
man.
even y'all did the Atlanta one first.
Yeah.
We walked in, thought that was something.
Yeah.
3 months later, we're in Utah. We probably gonna have to go to fourth with heaven. We're gonna take everybody to the kingdom. I'm saying,
Take me to
the pearly gate.
But here's the thing on a business side, this crazy scene, we've talked about this a bunch, is we've all been able to do something at a certain level individually.
Yeah.
And now it's time to see what happens collectively.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets, from a fun standpoint, scary.
Yep.
Because when you have this much talent and everyone's been able to hunt and eat on their own at a high level, and then you get collective, but no one's selfish and no one has any ulterior motives, and everyone
Golden
just
State,
wants to
bro.
win. Yep.
It's gonna be hard to stop them.
Yeah. And so what happens is every opportunity isn't life or death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
You're not desperate.
You're not desperate.
Right.
And so you pick the
right.
ones you want. And someone said it yesterday at the conference about is Carlton. Carlton asked about contracts.
Yes.
The thing is, and you talked about legacy, when you get to a legacy point of even business, you just choose who you work with. So, and he talked about the conference. He doesn't move unless he wants to move. And that's the ultimate thing in life is freedom. And when you have a circle like this, you have a sense of freedom because you think clear, you move clear, you don't panic. You can vet your ideas, but also if one idea doesn't work or one business doesn't work, it's not death.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah, then
readjust
you
and
don't
go
have to
get
count
it.
on- Go for it, Carl. I'm sorry. Hold on, Carl. You can get.
And you get cookies.
That was important, though.
Right,
What I
right.
was gonna say, Josh, I want to talk to those people out there who are afraid to be in the crew.
Yeah.
Because it could be, you know, depending on your ego.
Yeah.
You know, it could be threatening. And like
Sure.
I told somebody, well, I think I said it during the conference yesterday. You got to see it differently. You got to see when somebody is as strong or stronger than you. You got to see it as offense, defense, special teams. Like you can't see it as boxing and you going. No, you're not. You got a Ray Lewis on defense. You should be excited about having
Yeah.
Ray Lewis
Oh.
on defense. That means you're gonna get the ball. You're gonna have the ball in your hand a lot more than if you're playing on a team that only has a strong offense, but their defense is whack. But when you got teams that's got both, and then you got a special teams, that means that this fire offense is always going to be positioned at the 35-40.
Yeah.
So you're going to kill them. You never, like I look at the Lions, there are times when we get the ball at the 5-yard line. That's a lot to ask a man to go 95 yards every single doggone time. You ain't got no, we ain't had a running back really since Barry Sanders. So you are asking the quarterback to do everything. I'm not stupid. What am I going to do? We gon' put all 9 on top of y'all.
Yeah.
Why? Because you ain't got we gonna blitz every time. We gonna play your wide receivers tight. But if you got a Cowboys, you got a Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, what was the receiver name? Michael Irvin.
Deion.
Then you got Deion on defense. Bruh, it's a nightmare waiting to
What's the
happen.
best O-line?
Yep.
What's the best O-line to go with it?
What,
Come
Ken
on.
Norton Jr. at linebacker?
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so there are a lot of you out there who want to be on the solo. Bruh, you're going to be good at best on the solo.
Yep.
But when you get with a squad, not only are you going, let me tell y'all what's so deep about my life now. A lot of y'all looking at me like, yo, E, man, you on fire. But watch this. I'm on fire and don't have to work a tenth of how hard I had to work before. You understand what I'm saying? So we getting better production. I'm sweeter because I'm getting to chill. I don't got to worry about this, worry about that. And I'm unleashing. Y'all hear it on the podcast for the first time. As a Flamingo, I couldn't say nothing for a whole month, but I got Regina hit me this morning. I have a course, Josh, that is about to murder the earth. And the mastermind stuff we doing, people who are afraid to jump, I got something in the middle that's going to give them an opportunity to kind of play with what we doing here and then eventually hit the mastermind piece. Because I realized when I saw it, like I was at the montage yesterday, and what hurt me most, Maul, I looked, Didi was like, this is, Jada was like, Dad, this is wow, look at the mountain. And they was like, what's wrong, Dad? I was like, it ain't enough people from the south side of Chicago here. I'm like, I love it, but I don't see nobody from the west side of Chicago here. I don't see nobody from the west side of Detroit here. I don't see the east side here. I don't see none of my people at the montage. I'm like, sweetheart, we got to fix that. So I'm like, yep, I got a course, because a lot of people are scared to make that big mastermind jump. They should be here, but they looking at the money and saying, so I'm like, okay, Josh, I just created, and let me tell y'all something. I would have never been able to create this program with the professors I know, the people that I know, had I still had to be on the phone talking about, did we do this with the shirts? Is that, or with that taken care of, that taken care of? Do we have this? So because I don't have to, listen to me, I need y'all to listen, because I don't have to do the day-to-day stuff now, I'm about to create some Flamingo stuff that the world is about to be like, I need to be on that, ET. So not only am I putting up the points, I'm telling y'all, I'm relaxed. I'm in relaxed mode. We played Mafia yesterday. If you haven't been introduced to the game, get with Breed University, become a part. But we playing Mafia, and I got my road dog, because I know they don't know how to play it without her. I got Didi there, and Didi down there doing her thing, and I'm just sitting here saying, yo, we 40-something retired. We 40-something retired playing games. Ice-breaking games at a doggone mastermind. So I'm telling y'all, if you're doing it by yourself, you're really not doing it. let your ego go. Don't be afraid that if you get with other people, that's gonna make you less. You're actually gonna get more, and you're gonna have to do way less work to get the same production you've been getting before. And can I just say real quick, Barry Sanders. Barry had to quit the game because Barry had to lead the game, Josh.
And Megatron.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, and Megatron left the game, the best of the best, because they had to do so much, Josh, that at some point they just threw their hands up. Emmitt Smith should not. No disrespect to you, Emmitt Smith. I know you hearing this, but Barry Sanders was about 18 yards away from being the best running back ever, but just I can't do this. Whereas Emmitt was it took him maybe 2 or 3 years after Barry retired, but he had the O-line, he had the offense, he had the defense, and so please, y'all, stop doing it alone. Get with the mega team and take your life and your family and take it to the whole nother level.
Yeah, and the scary part about running solo too is you think you're better than you are.
Yeah.
That's the iron sharpens iron part.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many people sit in the mirror and think they're better than they are because they never go out and test it against anybody or anything.
Yeah.
So you start getting around people and you actually find out where your blind spots are, which is healthy. You find out where you're not as good as you think you are.
Can we
and
do
that's
that,
the only way you get better.
Can we talk blind spots real quick? Just being in this crew, what's one thing you like that you never thought you needed to work on that you like, I might need to work on that right there. Or I was sweet here, but maybe I need to take this to a whole nother level. You talked about blind spots.
Yeah.
Anything you guys could think of. I got mine if y'all want me to go first. I got mine if y'all. Josh,
I'm so perfect. I'm just
well, everybody under this seat.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm like,
all right, everybody under this seat.
Well, you know what? I'll say my blind spot. I would
Yeah.
say my blind spot has been, in Chicago, I'm murdering it in my field.
Yeah.
So I'm more local, right? Talking with you guys, being around you guys, Josh talking about, the solar thing, they expand into North Carolina, different states.
Yeah.
Hearing that you and Didi only haven't been to 2 states in the United States of America, it's a global type deal.
Right.
Same thing with CJ. So now it's like, okay, I need to take my mindset outside of Chicago.
Of the local and make it global.
And make it global
I
now.
love it.
Take the same principle, the same thing I've been
Absolutely.
doing,
Absolutely.
and now just stretch it amongst the United States.
Yeah, I'm teasing. I would say for me,
Obviously wasn't teasing, but it's teasing.
If I had to.
I just saw Nikki, she was feeling me.
kidding, not kidding.
Kidding, not kidding.
No, I think Josh was the first time I saw, he exposed me to the fact that you don't have to do more to make more, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do a whole lot more. Like, I always thought, because of how hard we had to run with ETA to get this thing going, I was like, man, if we start a company, it's like blood, sweat, and tears every single day. And Josh was like, yo, what you don't understand is, like, you've become a marksman now. You know how you talked about the sniper, and it's on the album, I don't want to give too much of it away, but you talked about being a sniper, and it was like, with ETA back in the day, we came in with machine guns and just, and we shot 10 billion rounds and killed 2 people. We only killed 2 people.
Took down the whole spot.
I'm talking about, he said it, the cleanup was worse than the execution. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, and so what I see from Josh is the definition of a sniper. So Josh showed me that, yo, here's what we can do. Here's the plan. We'll formulate the plan. We don't necessarily have to work, 20 hours a day in order to make this happen. We'll take the skills that we have as a sniper and put the system around it, and we'll be able to grow tremendously. And so obviously that was a big blind spot for me, because I never wanted to take anything else on or really diversify at all. Not because I didn't think I was smart or worthy of starting anything. I was just like, I don't even see how it's possible with the time frame. And even when Josh came to me about the solar stuff, I'm like, Jay, we got a lot going on. He was like, trust me, it's not gonna take that kind of time. And so I just learned, I think my blind spot was, there are other avenues in which you can create revenue, in which you can, hire. I mean, we got 20-some people that we've been able to hire. We got 6 kids in their, 6 or 7 kids in their 20s making 6 figures. Like, we're giving opportunities. I just never saw that possible without, like, emptying the bucket on every single given turn. And so that was a huge blind spot that I had, that Josh was like, boom. So now I'm looking at other things like, wow. And of course, Jamal with the real estate, like, we got a property now, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got, and just how easy it was, and how we're able to just put this there. And, Maul, like, I've been by the house one time, he shot me and Josh some pictures. He like, cool, we'll flip this one, we on to the next. So it's just like, you see how you can seriously make this huge impact without having to, you know what I'm saying, necessarily run yourself ragged. And so that was a huge blind spot.
How fun
for
is
me.
it just on the drive here today when we said we were driving up here and we said let's get a lake house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's not a lake house like let's get a lake house and let's throw it out there in a dream.
Oh, no,
it's like,
no,
hey,
no.
let's get a lake house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just put in the work and get
Oh
it
yeah,
done.
100%. Yeah, no question. So yeah, I think that was it for me. You know, just that blind spot was, you know, that particular piece.
I mean, that's hardcore where I was going. You have to work hard. Let me put it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, of course.
You have to work hard. But working hard is not what's going to sustain you getting there. And that's the biggest thing for me. Because again, I'm telling y'all, that's who we are, really, just hard workers. But the exposure to this is showing me, dude, like, to be real, the system, and forgive me for saying this, but the system isn't designed for you to be successful. The way we live right now, it's not designed. You going and putting yourself in hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt to get education. You going to find a regular job. You can't pay that off for 30 years. It's not designed. So I'm saying the whole workers mindset thing for me, and I'm still going through the process. Like, I ain't fully out of it yet. I'm still doing a lot of stuff that I shouldn't be doing, but that is my blind spot. Like, wow, I'm realizing now that, man, I couldn't see that. But unless I transition from this, doing all this stuff, he just talked about it, doing all this stuff all day long, I don't have the mental clarity to sit down and come up with the ideas. I watched she come up with, and I ain't call the ideas out, but a couple of phone calls, and he got an idea that made more money than the ideas that I'm doing on monthly revenue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just a couple of phone calls, boom, 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 and boom, his idea. I'm just like, whoa. Like, that was revolutionary to me. Like, I just thought we had to always be doing this and keep maintaining this and juggling this to keep everything going. I'm like, dude, you don't have to do all of that. So just piggybacking from, you don't have to do that much. You work hard, get yourself in the right place, and then you got to be strategic and really think about moving to the next level, not work to move to the next level.
Yeah, blind spot for me while you're passing the mic, I'd say, even take it out of a business standpoint, the blind spot for me is, again, it's kind of what I just talked about, but it was me. When you're living in your own little world, you feel like you're the best husband and father you can be because you are being a good husband and father in your own world. But when you get around other great husbands and fathers, you get to measure up and see certain things like the 3 kisses, right? That turn into 100 kisses. And just the little text, the Father's Day text, the flowers to Candace, the things of, hey, just holding each other accountable. I realized that I believe I'm a good husband and father, no question. And that is my whole world. But that doesn't mean that I'm always doing the right things. And so I've realized I've had some blind spots where I can be better at that.
And we constantly keep each other updated. We'll have a group text going, and if Candace send me like a sweet text that's like, you're the best husband, I'll shoot it to them like, go on and check that out. I hope you see that. And I tell them all the time to do that with me as well. Hold on, I got something I want to show Carl. I'll see if I can inspire him real quick.
Found a logo?
You know what I'm saying? I just want, you know, hey.
Oh, wait, it's done.
Hey.
It's done. He got it in the house.
Oh, no. We ain't playing with it. No, it's
Oh,
up.
man,
Yeah,
let me
no, I
see.
ain't playing no
Let me
game.
see.
Yeah.
Let me see the logo.
Hey, I ain't got
Next
it don't take,
podcast.
yeah,
Let me see the
Job.
family
Let me see
logo.
Job.
Pass it on around.
Yeah, pass it around. You know what I'm saying? Put it up. You know what I'm saying? I knew. I usually don't do this. You know what I'm saying? No,
All
I
right,
know
I
that
gotta
looks
step.
awkward in
Hey,
the
y'all,
one
I gotta
bedroom.
step the King
Let's
legacy.
see-
We gotta
let's see
step our game up. The
No, I know.
Queenies, the Queenies are doing it.
Hey, my blind spot. I don't have one of these in my house. That's my
no.
blind
Come
spot.
on, Josh, step it up.
That's my blind spot.
So I know, and I know it's tough to fit that in a one bedroom efficiency.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? But it's on there though.
Last thing I want to talk about before, how much time we got? What time?
Hold on, I gotta get mine.
Yeah, I
in,
was gonna say,
see?
does he get his blind spot? See?
He got all it, his whole life is
He's
blind.
99%.
I got
99%
plenty of them. Let me just get one. But
Well, how long you said?
11 we at.
All right, cool.
you know, for me, Josh, and this is why I think it's so important for people for real, get in the circle. You know, I realized that, you know, it's okay to look out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I put in a lot of work for the world. I blessed the world. You know what I'm saying? If I stop today, I probably bless the world more than the average human being that's gonna bless the world.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like the last, you know, however many years I got, like it's okay to go gorilla. Like it's okay to go beast mode.
Yep.
Come on to
Like
the
it's
dark
okay.
side, player.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, for real, I'm at a point where I feel like God will say to me today, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Like what I call you to do, you took it and you ran with it. But now I need you to look out for you. You know what I'm saying? In a way that nobody else is gonna look out for you because it's you. You know, and I think when you do what I do, you make the mistake when you're younger of thinking you pour into all these people, they're just gonna automatically turn around and pour into you.
Nope.
And it don't work like that. Not even in a bad way, but nobody even knows what you need, first and foremost. No other human even knows what you need. They're not in you to know what you need. You know, so there's just certain opportunities that I would be like, nope, I'm not gonna do that because this is gonna take me away from being a servant. And it's like, yo, you served enough. You know what I'm saying? And I look at my mentor, and that's the one thing that I'm hurt for. It's like, you know, he will pass and have put 70 years into blessing people. And I don't know if he ever got to do this. I don't know if he was ever able to rent something out for a month and come and enjoy the fruits of his labor. If I was the only person that he blessed, you know what I'm saying, he would have done a great work. And he never got to rest, you know, for years and enjoy the fruits of his labor. And I'm like, yo, I'm not going out like that. You know, because if not in a bad way, but so many people are in need. I never forget that there was a scripture where they was telling Jesus, like, we need whatever. Why you doing this and that? And why you ain't doing that? And he was like, the poor will always be among us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with the disciples right now. That's my focus. And I realize now the shift has to be from the masses, you know, to a select group. And my wife and my kids and my mom right now is a part of that, you know. So for me, like I always say, it ain't like, I don't care what the assessment say. I'm from Chicago and Detroit. It ain't like I don't got gorilla. Like, you don't make it on the streets of Detroit being soft. You know what I'm saying? You're not homeless.
Full
and living in a
silverback.
you're not homeless and living in abandoned buildings being soft. But I always felt like I had to look out for others first. And I put myself second. And I don't have no regrets, but I'm still young. And I still got a whole life. Like Serena said yesterday, I ain't about to retire no time soon. My career is just getting started. And just watching you, Josh, you know, and just the things you've exposed me to, it's like, these next 30, go get these championships. You know, go rack up the bank account. Go rack up the houses. Go rack up the trips. You know what I'm saying? But again, for those of you who are listening, who are your others focused, yo, put in your work. Like, you want to lay down at the end of the day because you are about others, and you need to go to sleep knowing that you took care of it. But at some point, you got to put a stop to that because LeBron could have been in Cleveland for the rest of his life. He gave him a championship. He brought that city what he needed to do in his heart. He brought that city that championship. Now I feel good that LeBron is going out, and LeBron's about to go to LA and do movies and put himself and his family in a position where it's legacy.
And see really quick
about that, absolutely.
Really quick, because you're so close to it. At Harbor, people have been amazed at what we've done in a year. But we do one thing really well, and I'm just interested to see if you picked up on it. But who do we focus on in our company? Who gets all of our time and attention?
The employees.
The employees, and the ones that what?
That's excel.
The producers.
That's
it. So we focus at the top, and then the bottom. It's not that they don't get the same training and every chance to succeed, but there's a point in life, and in the business, where I used to think you build by pulling everyone up from the bottom to try to get everyone to the level. And I had a shift, and I focused on the top producers, and the company takes off. And in a month, we now make what it took me in 2 years to make. Right?
So, yeah, for sure. 100%.
And it's all based off the producers because they pull the rest along, but you can't pull everybody. You can't push everybody.
Yeah, and that might segue good into the next topic. But first, let's shout out our sponsors.
Who's our sponsors? I'm looking to see who are our sponsors.
Come on, man. You know who our sponsors
Tell me who our sponsors
Shout out to Organifi, man. The best superfood green drink in the world. Shout out to our people in there. I see them drinking it right now. Listen, man, Organifi, you guys hear us talk about it all the time, man. Don't just build yourself up mentally and get a whole bunch of money and not take care of your health. Organifi is a great way to take care of your health. Listen, man, if you're tired of smoothie blending every day, all day, and trying to get out and buy vegetables and forgetting to buy them and your vegetables going bad, man, Organifi is a great way to get all the nutrients you need from that in one drink, man. And so Organifi, who's been a great sponsor of this podcast, allows us to keep doing this podcast, right? And you got entrepreneurs here, and Carl and I are trying to get insiders, as you know. Absolutely. So
you drink that Organifi, you're bound to get some insiders. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that's getting inside of you.
Organifi, man.
You're bound to get it.
Yeah, so listen, man, they have a ton of products. They got the protein stuff, all of that. My favorite is just the green superfood energy packs. You guys know just how you feeling on a whole nother level, man. You need it up here in this thin air, you know what I'm saying? The Organifi replenish you a little bit. And yeah, we want to thank them, man. So go to Organifi.com, ORGANIFI.com. Use the promo code SUCCESS, man, and we'll get credit for y'all getting healthy. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate them for being a sponsor. And also, man, big ups to Breathe University. Listen, man, we've been talking about the circle all day. I don't know how many more times I can beat y'all over the head with it.
But real quick, while you're talking Breathe University, if you don't mind, just you've heard about the mastermind a few times. I just want to throw out really quick.
Yeah.
If people want to check it out, right? Because people are probably saying, what is this? What are they even talking about?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you go to, just to everyone that's listening, if you go to masters.game
Yes.
and go, and you have to have a code, so you have to have a password because it's invite only, but we're going to put out the code right now, but code 120. So masters.game, code 120. If you want to read about what we're talking about and apply to be in this, apply to be in this circle.
Make a decision.
For sure.
Make a decision.
Study long, study wrong.
And listen, man, this is not a conference, so this is not like 200 people. This is a very select group. So yeah, thanks for reminding me, Jay. Masters.game, passcode. When you get there, it's a password protected 120. And there's an application. This is an application process. We want to make sure we got the right group of people, and that doesn't, necessarily mean you got to be making $100 million, but it means you got to be the right type of person. And so, yes. And also, man, BreatheUniversity.com. As always, man, we want you to join us at Breathe U. Listen, man, this is the circle right here. Man, I swear to you, in life, man, like I look at Jamal, who was just like a BU student. You know what I'm saying? Like you just in BU. His family's in BU, and I'm like, man, here's somebody who making millions of dollars, great relationship, great father, great husband, and all of that, and then he's in BU.
Right.
And you out there.
And you not.
Right, and you can spend $100. What's the highest level package? $200, and you can spend $200
That's the highest
a
level.
month.
The
highest level at $200. And you could spend to get around.
I'm about to go gorilla though and fix
yeah,
that.
Before he goes, I've
been hearing a lot of 7-day free stuff.
No.
I'm like, okay, we got to start cutting some. We got to get the riffraffs in that cost at the free bro. So yeah.
Yeah, no. So I mean, it is a great time to join. What do we? Don't close your ears. But do we have any promo stuff going on? Okay.
Let me get it.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, sorry. He won't give him the mic to say the promo stuff.
I'm tired of this promo stuff.
Hey, right now, as we speak, our Thrive membership is 50% off your first month. So all we talking about, again, no contract, guys.
No contract.
You can literally just pay $100 for the first month of B. You get exposed to everything we got. I'm talking about. We do a Sunday call. E leads out on the Sunday call. We do a Thursday call. That's an entrepreneurship call. I'm telling you, get access to all this. Jamal is in the call.
Mom, what's
Josh
the first
is on
thing
the
you
call.
say when they come to you and be like, oh, can you help me get in real estate?
Are you in Breathe U?
Bottom line.
Guys, what you're paying for is it's the exposure. It's the exposure. It's the exposure of listening to E, talking with C, Carl, Josh, myself, and everybody else amongst the group. Everybody is doing something. And you can't put a price tag on that exposure you're getting. I was a member of Breathe U, and now I'm sitting out here in Utah. I mean, just don't really grasp that. I go a little bit further than being a member of Breathe U. I was just in a squad car, bro, patrolling the streets of Chicago. Now I'm sitting next to the greatest motivational speaker in the world in Utah. With Darren running around, man.
She said thank you.
It's about exposure.
I've never been called that, bro. It's the first for everything.
I'm sitting next. I got
Finally get your due.
I only had one brother,
Jamal.
one birth brother.
Yeah.
And to your credit now, I got another brother.
Yeah.
I got another brother.
Yeah.
I got another brother.
Yeah.
I got another brother right here. So it's you just can't even put a price tag on it.
Join BU, sit on the mountain. You know what I'm saying? That's the new campaign slogan.
Views.
Yeah. So yeah, BreatheUniversity.com, promo code.
No promo code.
No promo code. Oh, just go to the site. Go to the site, click the button. All right.
Make it easy, huh, Carl?
Yeah, you've been jumping in and out. Hopefully, we've convinced you to do that. And shout out, as always, I will never not shout out our current BU members who already know what's up. Who are, man, just rocking it out, man. Meetups.
Game changers.
Everybody,
Masters
man,
of
who
the
rock
game.
with us,
And that's where all these programs started from. Our
Yep,
current BU that just needed more and more and more.
Yep,
Yep,
exactly.
and the growth.
No,
Yep.
100%. Yeah, no. And so,
And it's some more BU
like I said,
folk
yeah,
in
yeah.
the back
Oh,
on
no
camera.
doubt.
Beast
Yeah.
mode,
And
media.
and
They
ask
were
them,
just
and ask them how they got into the squad.
Just a
Yeah.
student.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The whole. That's why I said, man, we organic if nothing else. We don't go out and headhunt like high level talent. We get it right from BU. So
Homegrown.
sign up today. All right, cool. So this is my last thing, right? And I just want to kind of.
Last thing?
No, last.
Oh, okay.
Before you give the nugget of the day.
Okay.
Or maybe I should say some of the greatest motivational speakers.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
In the world.
Sex in the middle.
And that's global. He's not referring to just local.
Right, not
No,
local.
world.
There you
You
go.
weren't there. You didn't get there till 10 yesterday. From 9 to 9:30, it got explosive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Killed it.
It got real.
It's on tape though, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
And if you get in BU,
Yeah, we'll show you
you
the
can
video.
hear for free the #1 motivational speaker in the world.
All right. So y'all gotta help me, and I'm you've already helped me, but I do want to, and this is, I know y'all think I'm about to say something silly, but it's actually serious. And I always had to tap dance around this because I don't really know how to say it, because, man, we talking about all this success and, probably all of us, probably are doing better financially than you dreamed of, and now that you dream, you dream even further. It's kind of like you go as far as you can see, and then once you get there, you see further, right? And so I got to thank these two especially for helping me with that process. And I joke all the time. I mean, obviously, it's the running joke on the podcast, the 1-bedroom efficiency. But in all seriousness, we've been blessed, right? It's a nice house, and, it is. It's nice. I don't even like talking about it. I swear, because I joke a lot, but I don't like talking about my stuff. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have IG, and I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? And not that it's a bad thing if you do. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty private in my private life. And, it's a nice house, right? Y'all all everybody been there now, but Nikki came through, you know what I'm saying? Nikki. And so it's a nice crib, right? So the not the issue, I guess, man, like, being where I'm from, even, like, with family and, like, people coming down, like, I think I told you, I had, for a while, I had a little bit of survivor's remorse, a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't want to seem like I'm throwing it in people's face.
Right.
I don't want people to come down and feel like, oh, like somebody called me the other day. I don't know who, maybe my mom or something, took some pictures and showed somebody or something. I got a text that was like, oh my God, your house and da-da-da-da. And I was like, whoa, it felt weird. And I remember these two in the multitude of counsel of safety, and I called these two, because I already know he was about to be like, right, get over it, buy the house, you know what I'm saying? But I called these two, and I asked, their, just opinion or advice. I don't know what I was asking. I was just like, hey, here's the house, whatever. Shout out to Maul for coming through the inspection. Josh and I had several conversations about the house and stuff like that. And I don't know, you were specifically you, Maul, I had called you because, you and your brothers tight, you got sisters, you know what I'm saying, your family, and, Josh the same thing. And Josh has, people doing well as well, but he kind of lives away from his people. You live like right with your people. And obviously, like I said, Maul's crib is incredible, right? And so I was asking you, like, yo, how do you deal with, like, every family event is at your house and, like, everybody wants to come there, and, it's like, oh, the Super Bowl's on Jamal's house, this person, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we meet up, we go over there. And, like, I was like, man, do you ever feel, like, bad or, like, man, like, should I feel guilty about this?
Not at all.
And I'll never forget what he told me. He was like, he was like, yo, you're doing them a disservice, not just your family, but friends or anybody. You're doing them a disservice by playing small. Like, if you get a house that's, like, makes them feel good, they're never gonna feel like they gotta grow.
Yeah.
Like, they're never gonna, like, if you just, get a crib that's like, okay, they're not gonna come to your house and be like, man, I gotta step my game up. And when you told me, you were like, yo, my brother upgraded his life, his family, and, like, when I got that house, it was like everybody was, they were shocked, right? They were definitely had that, whoa, but then everybody kind of raised their games, you know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, man, I've been blue collar conditioned my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember going out to, like, houses that were like 200,000 and I remember going to your house in Saddlebrook and being like, dude, he balling. And, now you kind of look at it, and so I guess, I don't know, I still have a little bit of uneasiness sometimes about it. And I guess I'm getting over it from, what you guys have shown me. And Josh, obviously, he doesn't talk about his house either, but Josh got an incredible house, like, on the golf course. And when I say on the golf course, like, you can hit a shot off his back porch.
Boom.
To
You're on the back nine at Josh.
Yeah, no. I'm
You're
saying.
on the back nine.
Yeah, no, and you know, you guys have been instrumental in helping me feel okay, you know what I'm saying, about buying the house and having, you know, a big house and those kind of things. And so I just wondered if you ever went through that phase. And I know, Mark, I kind of know what you're gonna say. Josh and I never really talked about this and that particular light, you know, but Josh, you know, your mom does pretty well, and you know, you have a few more people probably that are doing decent around you, you know, that you don't necessarily have to worry about it being like maybe like show offish, you know what I'm saying? But like, I do wonder kind of how you feel about that.
Sure. I'll take it first, Maul, because I think you can probably talk a little more applicable to the situation with C, just because the family's closer. But what I will say is, you have the opportunity. And I think I mentioned this when we sat on your back porch that first night and talked about when we came to visit the house. But you have the opportunity to show Trey and Avery what's possible and set a new norm.
Yeah.
So why it's weird for some of your family, and I say weird not in a bad way, but they just, like your mom freaked out because the price tag on the house, what
are we doing?
You can't expect her to understand it because the price tag is going to be 10 times the cost of her house.
Yeah.
It just, so you can't understand it. But by setting the new norm, Trey and Avery now know what their new norm is, and then that new norm will go generationally deep.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it changes the whole course of everything. So I'm trying to show my kids what's possible through entrepreneurship, whether they want to be entrepreneurs or not. They need that spirit, and it's a new norm. See what happened was, and I think I mentioned this at one of the conferences, but when my dad was in prison, people would walk up to me and they'd say, "Hey, my parents said your dad's in prison," and they said that you're probably gonna end up in prison too. And I remember little kids being mean, and I thought at some point it hit me. I have to set a new norm, because my dad interrupted what was a norm, which people in my family didn't go to prison.
Yeah.
But then he set a new norm.
Yep.
And it was my job to make sure there was a new norm after that. And so your house is actually setting a new norm that I think you will see the fruits of it while you're alive, but some of the fruits of your decision to step out and step up, you won't even realize and see until you're upstairs looking down.
Yeah, no, I agree. And to talk about a new norm, we were at the pool in the pool the other day, and Trey was like, "Hey, Dad, turn the jets on in the jacuzzi." I was like, "Oh, I got to stop this." I got to stop this. I say 4. I'm like, "Oh, okay, this new norm has gotten crazy."
I'll add real quick. I know Mom might want to jump in, but just the exposure to mall so far, bro. My parents are looking at houses with me. Like, my parents retired, and this was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they retired, and they was like, all right, let's just wait it out now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, my parents, my mom, I'm talking about, she looking at me, she asking me about listings. Nice. And my dad is as secure, you know my dad. My dad is as secure and disciplined as all get out. He asking me some questions. My dad's like, yo, we thinking about looking at another house. I was like, don't even do that. Like, you buy a house and let that buy your house. Like, I'm just saying, like, this is just direct. So immediate. I'm saying immediate. Like, I just got one property, and immediately I'm playing Monopoly with my kids, and they're asking me about rentals. And 5 and 3 years old, Josh.
Yeah. And Maul set a new norm for you because, God forbid something ever happened to Maul, he passed you a skill set and the knowledge of how to do something. And so Maul actually passed along a new norm to you.
To my whole family now.
And the thing about it, man, the thing I love about real estate, and this is what I talk to so many people from with BU, is that what Carl just did, I don't even think you can measure that in dollars. You know, this property is going to net him every single month. What is going to net him, not just for the next 5 years or until he pop his ACL or until he get fired. No, for the rest of his life. And then if something happens to him, it can go to his children and net them that same amount for the rest of their life. And then they can pass it on. That's generational wealth. And that's why I was saying, man, when you was talking to me about the house, I'm like, bro, you have to do this. How will they ever know it's possible unless you show them? You got to show them. We look, me and my wife, we very humble. We didn't need, everybody always talk to us about, man, did y'all really need 18,000 square feet? And a lot of times we say, we bought this for y'all. So you could come and see what's possible. I remember when I was telling you about my friend played in the NFL and I went to visit him, it blew my mind. It showed me what was possible. And me and my wife, Camilla and I, we were like, if anything ever happened to us, we want the next generation, our grandchildren, to know, like, this is possible. We don't want them to go back to that kind of mindset where it's like, oh, I'm just going to play it safe. I'm just going to, live within my means. No, we want to show them that, hey, this is what grandma, great grandpa Jamal started. This is what they did. This is what's possible. And if they can do it, we can do it too.
Yeah.
Great grandpa Jamal was a Chicago police officer. And he was able to amass a fortune.
All right, man. When's the real estate course coming, man?
Yeah.
We're working on that. Shout out to BU. You better get in BU now because the course is underway.
Yeah, so I just want to say one last thing. And to Carl's point earlier, the system's not designed for you to succeed.
Right.
No.
It's not. So if you don't set those new norms, you're going to be trapped in the system of what you think success is.
Well, what's crazy is the system, like as a police officer, the system tells you what kind of house you could live in.
That's it. It
what
tells
community you could live in.
absolutely.
It even tells you when you can vacation and where you can vacation.
That's right.
control.
No control.
Right. It tells you what
That
kind
doesn't
of
sound
school,
like the American dream.
what kind of school your kids can go to, what
take
you can
ownership.
afford, because this is what we
Yeah.
pay you.
Yeah.
So this is the only
That's
type
all
of
you can
school
do.
you can afford to send
That's
your
it.
kids to.
Which means that this will be systemic. So that's the challenge.
That's the challenge.
So
yeah.
we're not talking about it's just happening to you. It's about to happen to 50, 60 generations.
And,
Exactly.
And inflation's going up. The system's not getting any
Absolutely.
easier. So,
Unless something changes
Yep.
with somebody's mindset, y'all gonna be having it, whatever this is,
Everything.
gonna get used to this.
This is even the type of food you're going to eat.
That's it, bro.
This is
That's
it.
it, bro.
This is the type of health care you're going to get.
That, bro.
It's deep.
Oh,
Bruh.
don't get,
It's
okay.
deep.
Now, hold on, let me cut the podcast
Yeah, cut it
now.
off.
'Cause we about to go another 2 hours.
It's
We
deep.
about to go another 2
Oh,
hours.
all
Let me,
day.
let
So
me
see,
go.
you got to do what you got to do
yeah.
to let them know it's possible.
I know, I appreciate it, and I got it. You know, like I said, I
See, I
definitely
want to
got
say this
it.
though,
Yeah, go for
before
it.
you move on. For those of you
I'm
who are
about to
listening,
end. I ain't moving on.
Oh, you ain't moving on? Okay. Because he's gonna move on. It's gonna be a last.
Oh yeah. No,
It's gonna be a last. But for real, I want to speak to those of you who struggle with what I struggle with, and I love my wife, you know, and I have to value Dee Dee because when we do something, Dee Dee's not on others. Dee Dee ain't thinking about what they think about with what we doing. You know what I'm saying? She's not on that. Dee Dee is thinking about, I worked, I want this for my kids. I don't care what nobody think about what I do. If I buy Jalen a Porsche tomorrow, I can care less if people think that's the right thing to do for my son or the wrong thing. It don't make a difference. It's my son. It ain't theirs. I'll carry him for 9-10 months. I don't care what you think.
Right.
I don't care if you like it or you don't like it. It's my son. So I can do with my son and my daughter whatever I feel like. I want to pay for them to go to school. I want to pay for them to have a car while they on campus. If they racking up tickets, who cares? Eric, go pay for the tickets. But I want them to have a car. You feel me? And I value that in Dee Dee. I know there's a balance, but God bless us not to have two people in the house who own others, you know?
Yeah.
And so Dee Dee's thing is bump that. So I just want to say to those of you listening, like, for real, it's some stuff that you have to do for yourself. And you got to stop asking for the opinions of others. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what they say. They don't live in your house. And I'm just going to say this because some of y'all are like, well, I can't get any conversation because they're talking about houses. When I wrote the book, Jamal, I had to say, I don't care what my mother thinks. I don't care what my sisters think.
Yeah.
I don't care I don't care because I can't live my life for you because you ain't living yours for me. So I'm not going to disrespect my mother when I write this book. I'm not going to, what is it called? Like dirty laundry.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put out our dirty laundry. I'm not going to say things that are private to our house.
Yeah.
So if you read the book, doggone it, you're going to see I'm talking about the mistakes that I made and what I needed to do. And my mother was upset. And my sisters didn't want to read the book because I did reveal that wasn't my biological father and that I had another father.
Yeah.
You feel me? So yeah, that part I was like, yo, so we're not talking about houses. We're talking about those of you who are living for somebody else and you killing your dreams and your goals and your movement because you so worried about what they gonna think. If my mom loved me, we gonna test this relationship. If she loved me, she gotta love me enough to know that I had the right. And so guess what? I'm helping my mom write hers now. And I'm sure it's gonna be some stuff my mom gonna say in there that I ain't gonna particularly care for, but who cares? She gotta tell her story. She gotta get out of her system. So for those of you who are listening, yes, there is a balance. You shouldn't be so cavalier, you know, and so, you know, demonstrative that you don't care about nobody's feelings. But at the same time, you shouldn't live your life to the point where you trapped now that you can't make moves because you're so concerned about what other people think. I'm sorry. If you want to succeed, I'm sorry, my bad. I just said if you want to. I just automatically go to succeed as bad as you want. I'm sorry. If you want to improve your self-worth, stop giving other people the calculator.
Yeah, and so it's not like your house. It's not about a house. It's about a mindset.
That's it.
It's about the kids,
It's
man.
actually,
What are they going?
but it's about the mindset.
Yeah.
It's how you internalize and what you see. And to your point, it's not about houses, cars, vacations, anything else. It's
That's
about
the easiest thing, Josh. And why is that the hardest thing to change?
Yeah.
The mindset is the easiest thing. It don't cost no money. You don't got to take no program for it. It's just you sitting in the mirror and saying, stop thinking the way you was thinking and start thinking like you should be thinking.
Yeah.
Why is that so doggone hard?
What
That's
you used
the
to
next
call
one.
it, E?
Triple
No.
darkness.
Stinking thinking.
Stinking thinking. That was come on, E. Give me the name. The motivational
Zig
speaker.
Ziglar?
Zig Zig.
Ziglar.
That was
Yeah.
Zig Zig.
Zig Zig, yeah.
Stinking thinking.
Yes, yeah, the stinking.
With a southern
That's
accent.
it, yeah.
Stinking thinking.
Yeah.
Hey, stop that stinking
Yeah.
thinking. I think we just named the podcast.
There we go.
There it goes. Thinking,
There we go.
thinking.
Yeah, no, man. So, hey, I appreciate it, man. We gotta get to the session now. Ain't that crazy? We do all this. Now the day begins.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the day
9
begins.
o'clock. It's ready to go.
Great way to start the day.
Listen, man, seriously, I love each and every one of you, man. Thank you for holding me accountable. Thank you
sir.
for, showing me the way. And, man, it's big, man. I do appreciate it. And I hope
do it
everybody
again.
out there understands, what this is. And so need to get you two on the podcast more often. And I know it's tough just because we're always traveling. And
Just fly
the three of us,
Utah,
yeah,
Yeah, there
right.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Josh is here for another 6 months.
Hey, seriously though, this is a long flight. Next time we do it, we got to do a private jet. It's a long flight.
Let's do it.
Is that what's
This
next?
is
Is that what's next? I think we.
Bar just got
Hey, can we record from the private
You
jet?
know what's so funny? We used to think about it though. We used to talk about.
Beast
yeah,
Mode
we can-
Media shaking their head. Yeah,
Look at
Beast Mode
Jose
Media
like,
said
yes.
we got it.
Yes.
So shoot,
We
I was
sure
gonna get a
can.
4-seater. So we gotta go. We'll work it out.
Hey, I know Didi doesn't care, but I'm coming for the ride.
No, hey, you talking, but Josh been actually like researching it. So Josh is like,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
not playing. Josh, for
necessary.
those of you not watching and don't know, Josh is 6'8", so he
Yeah, it's
definitely,
uncomfortable,
the private jet is definitely always.
No, I'm
been
just
in
saying,
his
when you
sight.
coming this far, you don't need to boss out. Chicago, Detroit, go ahead and catch Southwest.
And I don't gotta argue with people about my kids.
Hey, guess what? Your airplane can land right over there. There's an airport right there instead of
They were
down in the
coming all the
valley.
way
You don't even have
over
to
here.
see Salt Lake. You don't even have to
Yeah.
feel the extra 15 degrees. You just land right here.
Right.
That was an
already out
hour
there.
drive from there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
private planes are next. What else is next?
That's it. Private plane. And
Maul-
jet and
no,
swim
Maul said-
pools with jet.
No,
buttons.
private planes and skyscrapers, right? We're going moving from houses and residential and
speaking it.
units to skyscrapers.
We speaking
So
it.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's big.
And then we talking about vacation.
I like
in
that
Venus.
title better. I like that title better.
Yeah,
Private planes and skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Hey, no,
Beautiful.
real quick, Moss. I was sitting with Damon again. Exposure. He hooked me up with his boy Damon, who crazy story, police officer,
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yep.
I'm like that alone is enough.
Yeah. Damn.
Dame said to me, we were sitting in the office signing, doing the signing. He's there walking through everything, make sure it's good. And he looks out the window. He's like, "Yep, that's what's next." And we downtown Chicago. And he's like, "Oh yeah, the real estate thing is cool, but the housing, the multiple units." He's like, "That was good." I'm looking at these skyscrapers now. Like he said again, exposure. He said it right to my face. I'm like, "Whoa!" Like I'm just thinking deep on one property. And my man is like, "I'm looking for downtown skyscrapers." I'm like, "Yeah, exposure's everything."
Hey, what's up, guys? It's CJ, man, reminding you that this segment is brought to you by Away. All right, Away Travel lets you choose from a variety of color and sizes. The carry-on, the bigger carry-on, the medium, or the large. Each piece of luggage is used with high-quality materials and designed with premium German polycarbonate, which is very lightweight, all right? The interior features a patent-pending compression system, which is helpful for overpackers like my wife, right? There is also a TSA-approved combination lock built into the top and to prevent theft, and a removable, washable bag to keep your dirty clothes from the clean. All right, lastly, there are 4 360-degree spinner wheels for guaranteed smooth rides, all right? Both carry-ons are able to charge electronics that's powered by a USB cord. And listen, man, there's a lifetime warranty. If anything breaks, Away will fix it and replace it for you for life, all right? There's a 100-day trial where you can live with it, vibe with it, travel with it, and if at any point you decide it's not for you, return it for a full refund, all right? Away offers free shipping on any order within the lower 48 states. And if you're in town, be sure to visit Away at their retail store in New York City, all right? For $20 off a suitcase, visit awaytravel.com/S2S and use the promo code S2S during checkout, all right? awaytravel.com/S2S. All right, so you guys know I like to try out every product before we actually bring it to you on the podcast, and I actually got a chance to try out this Away luggage, and let me tell you, it is amazing, all right? First class luggage at a coach price. It's a great experience, man. It comes packaged beautifully, and we're actually in Utah right now, as you guys know, man, and we brought the bag out here, and let me tell you, it's very lightweight. You can pack a ton of stuff in it, and you can already tell that it's extremely durable, and they're putting their money where their mouth is, guys. It's a free trial as well as, you know, a lifetime warranty. So if anything happens, a wheel falls off, something breaks, ship it right back to them, and they'll send it back to you brand new, all right? So go check out our new sponsor. Big shout to Away Travel. Thank you for the love.
Got the nugget for the day. I always want to, you know what I'm saying, Maul? I'm just saying, they hear from me all the time. You here, Josh is here, so I always want to sit on the bench and
Pressure's
watch
on.
alley-oop. I just want to see the
You're
alley-oop.
sitting next to the greatest motivational speaker in the
Here
world.
we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Sit that close to CJ. You should have something.
Nah, y'all, but hey, just what we've been saying before, just to stay on that exposure thing. I mean, guys, look where we're at. You know, look where we're at. You know, like I said, just a few years ago, I was riding around, sitting in the squad car. Sitting in the squad car on the streets of Chicago, man. And now I'm sitting next to my brothers right now. You know, I'm sitting next, like they said, on 300.
Yeah.
You know, my man Josh to the right of me. You know, he got my back. When I'm weak, Josh is strong.
Yeah.
My man CJ, my brother CJ, sent to the left of me.
Always strong.
Always strong.
Always strong.
You know, and when I'm weak, he got my back. I got Carl and E in front of me. You know, same thing. So surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yes.
Surround yourself with brothers that you got their back and they got your back. And y'all keep moving forward and dominate the game, because that's what we doing right now. We dominating.
Yeah.
You know, no retreat, no surrender.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's
Now
what we
you
at
talking
today.
about talk.
Come on. Hey, love y'all, man. We about to get busy.
Let's go.
We'll see you
Hey,
next
make
week.
sure you watch the video and see kissing.
Love y'all.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity.